Hey, what is going on, everybody? Mike Strauss back at you with another interview. This time up, newly signed UFC fighter Kenney. Yeah, he just fought, and we just had him back on. He earned his UFC contract with a quick win at LFA 62 on March 22nd, and he's back at it. Going to be fighting Ray Borg in UFC Philly. But before we get to our chat, you guys know me. You can find my work at Cageside Press, bjpenn.com, Low Kick MMA, my YouTube channel, Mike MMA, Mike Strauss. And, of course, my social media is pretty easy. It's just Mike MMA. All right, now back to my chat with Mr. Kenney. Enjoy. I want to welcome back Mr. Kenney to the show. Hey, brother, it seems like we just did this shit last week.
Yeah, I know, man. It's a pleasure to do it again so quick.
No doubt. This time is even sweeter for you, right? I mean, man, this is crazy because this is, I got to think this is what you were hoping for after your last fight. For those who don't know, though, let me set the table. You're 28 years old. You're 11-1-1. You're making your debut here in just a few days. You picked up a big win at LFA 62 just on March 22nd, man. But now you're going to be debuting against Ray Borg. How do you feel, man? This has to be a whirlwind.
Oh, man, I'm enjoying the ride. I'm riding the wave, why not make it another week? I was, riding that knockout high, and, Monday they called me about this, and I'm like, hey, dude, I didn't take any damage, and good to go, man.
That's awesome. I was going to ask you if they called you right after, but you just said, so Monday, they waited till Monday. They let you enjoy a couple days, and then they hit you right up on Monday, huh?
Yeah, right up on Monday. I was just actually, I always go back to the gym Monday, whether I'm banged up or not. And, I just got done training.
Very cool, man. So, I wanted to ask you, man, because, in this crazy world that we live in today, people are always so critical of what everybody does, right? So have people been giving you shit because you're going to have another fight 8 days apart? Me personally, I think it's been awesome.
Yeah, dude, that's, I compete. I'm ready to fight. It's stuff I've been asking for. So, if I took a little bit of damage or something in the last fight, maybe it would be a little bit crazier. But, I came out of that fight, basically exactly how I went in. So, it was only like a minute and a half. So really, it's just, making weight again, doing all that. And now that I'm at bantamweight, it's not a killer weight cut. So doing it back-to-back weeks, no problem, man. And I don't think anybody can really say too much about, me coming on. I think I deserve this shot for sure.
100%. Not that anybody's keeping score or anything, but it was a minute and 38 seconds when you landed that knee.
Yep,
but,
exactly, man. So, if we would have win 25 minutes, I may be feeling a little bit different, but, minute 38, can't beat that.
No, hell no, man. And like you said, man, this is your shot. No one can say shit. This is what you've been training for your whole life. You finally got it, man. Do you feel like that your couple of fights that you had on the Contender Series, do you feel like that was good because that kind of almost helped you get used to the UFC environment? Do you think that's gonna help you for your debut?
Yeah, man. And I like pressure. I do well with pressure. So all the pressure in this is gonna be great. But my 2 times on the Contender Series, doing this fight week now, it's kind of like the Contender Series fight week. So I feel like I've already done all this stuff before.
Yeah, good point. It's probably real similar, right, with the short notice and everything?
Yeah, exactly. All the, camera stuff, showing up, checking in. It's pretty similar. So, I'm just enjoying it.
Being that this one is a bantamweight fight, the weight cut it's not even going to be that much of an issue for you, I imagine, being that you just had a fight, right?
Right. Yeah, I didn't have that extra week to get nice, big, and fat and happy. So I was just getting going, and they caught me at a good time.
Would you almost prefer that? Would you almost prefer that? Because if they would have hit you up, obviously, like you said, a week later, it probably wouldn't have been feasible so quick. So would you almost prefer like a back-to-back fight?
Yeah, man. I was kind of joking around. I'm gonna go finish Borg in like a minute or so. See what they got next weekend.
We could see you in Chicago then, right? I could welcome you here in Chicago for 238. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome, man.
But yeah, speaking of Ray Borg, man, he's a tough, durable dude. You're making your debut against him, but he's been going through a ton of things these last few years, both personally and professionally. So, check this out, man. His last 6 fights, they've been canceled. He hasn't fought since losing to DJ back in October of 2017, dude. Now, I want to ask you, being a competitor, Is ring rust real, and do you think that that's going to affect him at all?
I think so, man. I've had like 4, maybe even 5 fights since he's actually stepped in there, and I'm sure he's been training, staying sharp the whole time. But it's a different world when you put the 4-ounce gloves and take off all the gear, and I just did that last Friday, so I'm stepping right back into my world, and a world he hasn't been in a little while.
Yeah, I mean, I got to think that that's going to play a big factor, into things here. But yeah, man. Well, I'm super happy for you, man. I think this is a big opportunity. It's a big stage. It's ESPN. Really doesn't get any much bigger for us in our sport. So I want to give you a few minutes though to shout out your coaches, teammates, whatever you'd like, man. The floor is yours.
Hey, thanks, man. I always appreciate it. I always got to thank the coaches and management. Chris Carriasso with Rise Combat Sports, all those guys over there, John Crouch in the MMA Lab, all those guys over there, always having me ready to, make these short notice fights. And then, Radium Sports Agency, Jason House and those guys, staying on the ball and, getting me these shots as well. So got to thank the whole team.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it, man.
Awesome. Thanks, man.